I read a lot of biographies, mostly of people I find kind of inspiring, and athletes come up a lot because the way the great ones live is just flatly different from how the average person lives with a 9 to 5. And here's the difference: these people have a World Cup, right? Like we just experienced. They have a specific thing, a tournament, an Olympics, a defining stage that they've decided matters enormously. Michael Phelps had the Olympics. I've got a friend who's been grinding for a spot on an Olympic team for over a decade, in and out every single day over one event. And when you have a World Cup, the small decisions stop being a fight. These people wake up at 4:30 a.m. not because they're superhuman, but because they go to bed early, because they've decided that the long-term thing, this competition, is worth more than the stuff that they're giving up. The behavior isn't the hard part. The behavior follows the decision to filter out inconsequential bullshit in the name of the mission. This thought is actually about filtering and prioritization. It's not necessarily about dedicating your life to one specific thing. It's about the capacity to prioritize effectively. The point is to bring a higher level of focus and attention any given task in your life such that you prioritize fewer things, so that fewer things get filtered into your life and more things get filtered out of it. And then, because you've now created more attention associated with a specific project or task, you have the capacity to give more of your energy, more of your life force, your fucking soul. Not necessarily all of it, like a professional athlete if you don't want that, but more energy, more of you to these fewer clear responsibilities and missions and goals that you have, your own World Cup. And the premise here is quite simple. You only have so much time on this planet. You're going to spend it one way or another. You're either going to doom scroll your fucking life out of existence, or you're going to spend time on things that are genuinely important, on a mission or goal. And even when I say genuinely important, it might be administrative work, the stuff you have to do that isn't super exciting, right? Michael Phelps probably still had to do random little bullshit in getting his gear together. But that is aligned with the general direction of where you want to be headed in. Even doing your current work in order to set yourself up so that you can find a better job that you enjoy more, or pivot into a different career that you'd enjoy more. Those become mission aligned things, just like a professional athlete does ice baths or physical therapy that aren't necessarily enjoyable, but they support the overall mission of achieving in the larger tournament, the larger competition, the World Cup of your life. Right now, you might be doing more of the administrative work, things that aren't as enjoyable as you would like. But if you don't have a clear mission that those things are associated with, if you don't have a purpose or a specific task that you want to prioritize them into that are aligned with your direction based off of your core values, then what ends up happening is you add too many things into your schedule. And then you don't push forward any specific one of those projects or any one of those specific tasks. And then you stay in the loop of getting nothing done to the degree that you want because you've overcommitted yourself to so many different things. In the name of making progress, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot, right? And the point of this example is not about putting everything on hold to pursue a target like the World Cup, like a professional athlete does. It's to prioritize more effectively, having a clear filter that filters out things that are low leverage or not mission aligned or not value aligned or valuable to you in your direction that you want to head in, such that you spend more attention directly targeting the things that will actually put you in that next direction. And then once you do that, you establish a deeper level of focus associated with those things because you're genuinely applying real focus to these things in order to make strides in a clear, decisive direction. So you don't have to put your entire life on hold like a professional athlete where it's 24/7. But when it's those couple hours a week or couple hours a day that you're dedicating to something that is important to you, right? You do want to have that drive where you're entirely driven toward that one thing. There's passion behind it, there's focus behind it. So it's partly about creating space by having the right filter and prioritizing effectively. But then once you've done that, you've created the space, you want to intentionally fill it with deep, focused, energetic work that pushes your project, your mission across the line. And this concept might sound silly. You're like, oh, I'm not an Olympic athlete. Why would I work that hard? Like, this is the thing I really resonate in with these biographies. It's the thing that I love so much. And it's not just professional athletes. It's Joseph Campbell, who wrote The Skeleton Key to Finnegan's Wake, right? It's people who built massive things like Steve Jobs, regardless of how you feel about him, the way he perceived building Apple. Anyone who built something really genuinely remarkable and unique and great clearly had this driven focus where it was all consuming, at least for the times that they were spending on those things. Once again, you don't have to be all consuming, but I do believe you have to deeply and intentionally pursue the dream you're after if you want to build it. So if you don't want to build anything, turn off this video. It doesn't really fucking matter, right? But if you do want to build something fantastic, this level of intensity and passion is likely required. I think a lot of people actually get kind of embarrassed by this idea of prioritizing themselves because it almost feels selfish. People get embarrassed by this idea of actually fully diving in, of fully creating a lifestyle that's, like, this is the thing I'm gonna fucking do. This is what I'm gonna fucking build. This is what my life is about. And I may actually fail because of that, but I'm willing to actually try and show people what I'm doing and build it and deliver it and ship it and be like, here it is. And they'll be like, it was fucking shit. And you're like, fine, here's version 2, right? So it's the embarrassment. It's the fear of failure. It's the fear of success. These things may actually show up if you actually integrate your energy, your time, and effort into this thing and do the thing. You publish the thing. Shia LaBeouf, do the thing, right? And there are many people who enter the Olympics and don't win, but you would never look at them and be like, wow, what a waste of a life. You'd be like, damn, you're an Olympic athlete? That's crazy. There's like 7 of you. Who cares if you didn't get on the podium? That was a life worth living. That was passion well exerted. It was a goal worth pursuing. Time well spent because you tried, you put genuine effort in, you represented your country, or rather you represented yourself, right? So I just think you take that into your own lives. You could be a software engineer and be like, dude, I'm not an Olympic athlete or a World Cup athlete. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that there is a difference in the human flesh and bone and genetics, the blood of those people versus you. I mean, there are, but it's very small, right? You get to decide if you put that level of attention and energy into your own specific goals, the same way that these athletes that exist, they're there, you watch them play, that they do, right? And if you do that, do you think that you have a higher or a lower likelihood of something fucking remarkable happening or not? Because for me, the answer is emphatically yes. I believe that the answer for you is yes as well. But it is reliant on the condition that you allow yourself to feel that embarrassment that may show up. I'm embarrassed right now sometimes. My fucking legs are crossed. This is a weird angle to be taking a video. I'm going to put it up because I'm trying to do something really cool. Right? You have to be willing to overcome the embarrassment, to handle it with the right tools, right? Such that you still post the video or ship the project, or the fear of failure or of success or of judgment or whatever it is. You have to encounter and overcome those things in order to actually fully go all in like an Olympic athlete. And again, it doesn't have to be 100% of your time, but when you do go all in, these things become a part of your decision making, and you filter and you prioritize more effectively because you have a mission. Then you are willing to be embarrassed and feel shame or selfishness or whatever it is that shows up during this, right? You at least allow yourself the full experience of life where you can say, like, when I make decisions, I am like a part of it. My mission is a part of how I make decisions. My filter is based off of what is actually genuinely best for me and my personal legend, my mission, my goals. And I declare that to be true. That has to be integrated into the mindset of any person who expects to do well, genuinely well, with a large long-term ambition of theirs. If you find yourself constantly distracted, unable to focus effectively, constantly procrastinating, overthinking all these things, totally spread thin, not prioritizing well, you're not lazy, you're not broken. The fix was never more willpower to just grind harder. Part of it is deciding on purpose through your core values what your World Cup is, filtering everything else down around it, and then giving those few hours or many hours, whatever it is, real deep focus as if you were Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the World Cup. And if you've made it this far, you probably resonate with this. And you probably have something where you're like, yeah, I would like to expend that level of energy, that level of intensity in my life, building something that I would find really genuinely cool. Maybe you don't even know exactly what it is, or maybe you know exactly what it is. Either way, I would love to hear about it. If you've made it this far, follow, subscribe, and drop a comment about the thing that you genuinely want to pursue. Because at the end of the day, you get one life, right? You only have so much time and so much energy. You're either going to spend this time, scrolling your phone, doing time wasting consumptive behaviors because the world is fucking filled with them and it's a chaotic, cheap, dopamine filled world, or you're going to spend it on things you genuinely want to spend it on. You're going to pursue your own ambitions and hobbies and goals, or do the best for the company that you believe in, or just do the best at a company such that you can afford a lifestyle that you want outside of it, or provide for a family, whatever the ambition is that's aligned with your values. You don't have to be someone where like work is my passion. That's fine. But there must be something worth fighting for. And it must be based off of your core values. And if that is you, if you are interested in living in that way with that level of intensity, I want to hear about it. Not only do I want to hear about it, I want to help you pursue it. Peace.